Hey beauties, welcome to My Sheer Beauty. I am Britt, your beauty coach, and today I'm going to share with you how to create a beautiful, healthy, glowy complexion using makeup products. Are you ready?
Don't tell me that it looks so easy. Do you now?
Okay, so we are going to do a dewy, glowy look. So the first thing you want to start with is your base, and you want to get a moisturizer that has a little bit of a radiance to it. There's a lot out there that have a nice glow or an illumination. So look for words radiant, glowy, illumination, dewy, anything that says that is going to be great for what you need for a healthy, glowing complexion. So this is one that I have. It's by Beauty Counter, and it's the Instant Glow Illuminating Cream. It's not super dewy, and it's not like super glowy either, but it gives a really nice radiance to the skin, and it's a really light cream. So if you need extra hydration, wear moisturizer underneath it. If you don't need that much hydration, then this is perfectly fine. So you can see how my skin is now just like wet looking. So that's the illumination. The next step, if you want, you can use a radiant primer or an illuminating primer. I like to just use a basic primer. This is how you get a really healthy looking glowy skin and glowy complexion without it being wet or too overdone. So you don't want everything to have radiance in it. That's just too much, and you don't have as much control. So I'm gonna start with the primer, just my basic primer. This is the Hangover by Too Faced. So I'm just going to apply it where I need it most, so the T-zone in the center of my face. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take just a regular foundation, taking my Too Faced, I'm gonna mix a little bit, with the Pacifica. Taking my brush, and I'm just tapping it on. So you can have a really healthy, glowy complexion with full face, with sheer foundation, medium coverage. You can have it with powder if you really wanted to wear powder. So it's not like only one way. It's all about the product that you use. So I'm not looking for full coverage. I'm just looking to even out my skin tone so that it's clean, it's fresh looking. All my discoloration is kind of diffused, not as noticeable. So you can still see the radiance through my foundation. That's important. So when you have when you have a sheer coverage foundation, it's really good because you can still see the dewiness of the moisturizer that we applied. If you have a full coverage foundation, that's okay. We're going to add more illumination in this next step. I'm going to show you multiple different products that have different variations of a liquid or a cream highlighter. This is the Benetint, or I always say that, it's not Benetint, it's High Beam by Benefit. It is a liquid highlighter, and it comes in like a little brush like this. Looks almost like a nail polish bottle, but you just blend it, and it's just really beautiful shine, shimmer, glow without it being really extreme. You can get something that's like this in a stick form if you really wanted to. This has a little bit more color to it, but it also gives a really pretty dewy look. And then this one, you've seen me use this before on Full Face Fridays. This is a palette, it's a concealer palette by NYX. No, this is Maybelline. And this has an actual cream concealer in it. And you can see that guy right here. I'm going to take my liquid highlighter, the High Beam by Benefit, and you can take whichever one you want. But I'm going to take mine, and I'm going to draw on the highlighter underneath my eyes. So it looks almost like whiskers kind of. And then I like to take it down the bridge of my nose and then the tip, and then at my Cupid's bow. And then the last area is gonna be right at the temples. So there's gonna be a glow that kind of just goes right here, down the middle. I do this because it creates a really healthy finish in the center of my face. So I look more awake, I look more alive, I look fresh, bright, just all the nice things that you want your skin to look like when you're wearing foundation and wearing makeup. So that is my key. So I do 3 stripes here, starting from my cheekbone and then going up, and then dots on the outer corners, and then a line, and then just a little dot here. So I'm gonna start, and I like to use a flat foundation brush. So flat foundation brush is a little bit better than using a sponge. The sponge just, it takes so long to blend it because you're like dabbing it, you don't swipe it. A flat foundation brush is easier because you're swiping it, which blends it really, really fast. So it leaves just so much more time to do other things, other activities. And I'm only going up to right underneath my eye. I'm not gonna go all the way underneath my lash line. I'm just going where the bone kind of stops, that orbital bone. And then I'm gonna sweep this guy all the way down so it's a little bit more flawless. So now I have just this really pure, radiant glow from here all the way here and then all the way around. And then we're just gonna sweep it down on the nose. A lot of people do get concerned about wearing highlighters or liquid highlighters, especially around the eye area right here, because it tends to accentuate the lines. Now, it only accentuates the lines if you have a really heavy formula. So if you're gonna use a cream, like a thick cream or powder, that will accentuate the lines. I definitely will do that. Because I'm using a really light liquid, which I could even soften this up even more and apply it with like a moisturizer, mix it to make it an emollient, and then blend it on. It won't be as strong either. So there's different ways to do it. This is just how I like to do it. And then I will set with setting powder, but instead of using my sponge to set with setting powder, I'm gonna just use a fluffy powder brush, and I'm just gonna dust it on. So that way you set the foundation in the liquid, but you still get that really pretty glow. See, so you still have that nice glow. It's still dewy, it's still fresh and radiant, but it's not like overdone in your face. It's not like, okay, now let's talk about powder highlighters. So I personally, to keep this really nice glow, I put a powder highlighter on top of the liquid highlighter that I applied, but I only use it in certain areas. I don't do it all over like I did with the liquid highlighter. This is the Naked Flush palette. It comes with a blush, bronzer, and a highlight. So this highlight is beautiful. Show you right here. It is really simple, and it just like the dimensions of the shimmer just blend with your skin. So wherever you put it, it's just gonna move and look really nice and kind of like a high beam where it's just like a beam of light. So I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay because it's my favorite right now. I go through highlighters like each week or each time I use something, it's my favorite. So I'll use it until I'm over it and I'm like, I need to try something new. So this one I've been using for a while, for a few weeks now, but I love it. So you're gonna take a fan brush. If you don't have a fan brush, you can take a small angled brush like this. This is by e.l.f., which is super cheap. It's like $4. It's a really good one. Or you can get one that's tapered like this, but still small, because you need to get into specific areas. You don't want something big like this. This is going to be too big. It's going to take too much space, which you don't want. So I'm using a fan brush. This was a Sephora collection from like forever ago, and I still have it. This was the first Sephora brush I bought when I worked there back in the day. Okay, so you can see that we have a lot of dew going on here, a lot of glow. So I'm gonna stick this directly on top of my cheekbone. So your cheekbone's the highest point that you feel, that bone that you feel, it's the highest point. That's my cheekbone, so I'm gonna put it right on top. And I'm just gonna slightly just brush it back and forth with a really soft motion. I'm gonna get in under the eye and then out. I like to personally bring my highlight under my eyes. If you've noticed, I did it with the liquid and I did it with the powder. I bring it under my eyes because my eyes just seem so sunken in and a little bit darker than most people, I guess. I don't know. So putting a highlight underneath right here really brightens up the middle of my face, which is what I want. And then I'll sweep this right in the center. So you got that really pretty dewy glow. And then we add our bronzer and our blush. There you go. That is how you create a beautiful, healthy, glowing complexion with just a few products and a few specific applications on where they go. And you're on your way to having wonderful looking skin. So let's recap the products that we used today. So the first thing I used was an illuminating moisturizer or illuminating cream. This is by Beauty Counter. You don't have to get this one. A lot of brands have illuminating creams that you can use for your moisturizer. This is just one that I had and it's really great. It's called the Instant Glow Illuminating Cream. And then we used our primer, so whatever primer you have at home, use your foundation, grab whatever foundation you have at home. And then we used a liquid or cream highlighter. I used the Benefit High Beam and I just applied it literally all over the center of my face. We set with our setting powder and then we used a powder highlighter, and the powder highlighter I used along with the bronzer and the blush that I used today was the Naked Flushed palette. This one is called Native and it looks like this. It has a bright pink, a beautiful shimmer, and then a really neutral bronzer. And then I did the rest of my face, and now we are all finished. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you liked this video. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you've tried this look at home, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see it, and I will catch you next time.